stood out, which you're definitely supposed to do. And that's when he took it upon himself to come on stage and attack you. And
All right, so that's part of the story,
okay.
and I get asked this all the time. How did it affect my career? Well, the club tried to blackball me through other clubs. It didn't work. Um,
Hmm.
this guy that you're speaking of, his name is Marvin Totley. Oh, Marvin Totley. Marvin is a friend of mine.
Wow.
He's a friend of mine. We just spoke probably two weeks ago, as a matter of fact.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he was in a accident, and I saw it on Instagram, and I called and checked on him.
Wow.
Marvin's a really good dude, really good dude. Um, the situation was Marvin had just gotten out of prison, and he was going through some things. I think he was drinking, he was on something, and the truth of the matter is he shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been there. Uh, there was no security at the club except for one old man, uh, which is terrible. Um, in this particular club, when they had, uh, like, let's say, Caucasian guests, the club is secured from top to bottom.
Right.
When black artists come, it's like it's a free for all. It's like that's just what it is. Um, anyway, that night I was on stage doing my thing. We were having a good time. Marvin was like in the third row, enjoying himself. I mean, really engaged. But Marvin again was high, inebriated. I don't know what do you want to call it. Well, something happened with Marvin, which had nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Marvin just kind of just stood up and just started staring into space. I don't know if it had something to do with him being institutionalized or what, but something didn't sit right with him. And I think his girl got up to check on him. And from there, it all began. But it was like he was just attacking everybody. I mean, everybody. And then of course, men were trying to jump to the defense of their females. And it turned into like an all out ruckus, And within, I think during that moment, while this was going on, he made eye contact with me. I was like, man, don't you bring your ass up here. And he came. A lot of people don't know this, but I work out, I box, I do it all, to try to uh, keep them looking 56. Um, and of course, I've learned a few
27.
things.
He said 27, y'all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he came on stage, and what was crazy, the guy, the MC of the night, he was like, "Man, we got him. Don't worry about it. Security gonna handle it." And I look out in the audience, security knocked out. This old man, I knew he was done because he had on a pair of Stacey Adams. One of them was off. He knocked the man's shoe off, so he
Oh,
was done. Okay, so as soon as Marvin gets on stage, the guy that tells me everything is great, everything is secure, he throws up his hands like this and leaves. Leave me up there with him. And so Marvin is and just trying to do what he can to hit me. And I wouldn't let him hit me. Of course, I stayed in front of him. I think that made him even more aggravated. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't turn and run. I just kind of stayed. I slipped. In boxing, they call it slipping when you just like kind of, and ducking and whatever. Um, and he got frustrated, so he picked up a mic stand, threw it at me. The base of the mic hit the wall. I think some lady got hurt. I don't know what happened. Then he picked up a bar stool and then threw it at me. I think that kind of got me on the hip. And as soon as he hit me, he just snapped out of it and walked off like nothing happened. Um, and it was really strange. Um, but anyway, he ended up going back to jail. But his parents and his girlfriend came in the green room and we talked. They apologized. I got the mom's number because she was really sincere. She was cool. And I was like, I want to talk to him. I want to find out why he did what he did. So I finally got a chance to talk to him, and we talked. He let me know what was going on with him. He had gone through a really hard time and all this, and honestly, he shouldn't even been there. So, I kept in contact with him, helped him out a little bit, through certain things, and we just kind of became pretty cool. So we keep in contact with each other, and it's been a really cool relationship. He's a really good dude. He's got a girlfriend, got kids, and he's still living in South Carolina doing his thing. And totally forgave him. It was just something he was going through, of course, mixed with the alcohol. I guess he was trying to celebrate or either suppress it, but just a bad decision. He's a really cool dude, and I'll bump for him any day. So, that's where we are. Sometimes you have to look at the underlying issue versus what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And I just took the time to do that because, like I said, I was brought up to love people and try to be understanding. And I think I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, now I think when I'm booked to go back to Columbia, South Carolina, we talked about this. We joke about it all the time that I know people will come out because of that situation, and I would like to do a benefit sparring match in a boxing gym with him, and just raise some money. You know what I'm saying? To make something good out of something that could have possibly went really, really wrong. And if it happens, I'm going to be happy. Why? Because we get to raise money. But the main reason is America need to see that I got hands, and I'm gonna beat his ass. I'm gonna beat his ass. That's just what it is. I'm gonna knock his ass out. That's just what it is. Because America needs to see that not only can I tell jokes, I can throw hands, and I got some pretty good defense. So yeah, that's we gotta make that happen. We gonna raise the money, but Marvin, I'm gonna beat your ass. That's what it is. All right, go ahead.
I'm
And it's
really
gonna be in love. It's gonna be all in love. I'm
wow.
gonna knock your teeth out, but it's gonna be love. It's gonna be love.
I'm really glad that, this situation went from, a scary situation to definitely something that's, lighthearted. You formed a relationship with the guy, after the fact. And, of course it was somebody else, oh, I'm gonna charge him, I'm gonna do this and do that and, whatever. But that's definitely a different type of outlook, because other people, would, oh, I want to charge him. He got to go. Like he needs to go back to wherever he, belongs, or, the jail and stuff. But you saw that's like, let me just, let's just see, what was the real reason why you did it.
Yeah.
Was
Well,
it
he went back. He went back to prison. He went
well,
back.
yeah,
He
yeah.
went back, but it wasn't on my count because I didn't press charges. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I think the state, because he was on parole, so he broke his parole violation, and then of course other people pressed charges too because other people got hurt.
Yeah.
But me, I kind of spoke up for him because I was the main victim. And the thing is, when you saw what was going on. When he ran on stage, that's when people started filming. They didn't film the whole thing. So people would assume that, oh man, he probably told a bad joke to the guy and the guy got at him, and they were like, man, it had nothing to do with it, because he was really, really enjoying the show. So it had nothing to do with me picking on him or us having beef or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? We're really cool. Uh and that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? The only thing is, like I said, I'm petty. We're gonna do the boxing match. I want my leg back, and I'm gonna beat your ass. That's just what it is. That's what it all comes down to. But it's gonna be love. You know what I'm saying? It's love. People, American needs to know that I got these hands, though. They need to know that. That's just what it is.
You want to see it. Just like I saw that clip when you were doing stand up at the Martin Luther King, um, Martin Luther King, I think it was not a stadium, um, but you were stepping with the cues.
Oh,
I said, just like you showed America what you can do with the stepping and stuff and representing the cues, you can
oh
do
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, the brother. Now, wait. Now the brother in shape now. The brother in shape. I mean, I'm not gonna even lie. I mean, even though I'm turning 57, you would not believe that I was 57 unless you saw these little grades. But other than that, I work out, I try to eat right, I try to do everything I can because I want to be here. You know what I mean? And I don't take anything for granted. So, I try to do everything I can to challenge myself mentally and physically, spiritually and emotionally to get better. And at the end of the day, uh, I don't want to be the best comic I can be. I don't want to be the best whatever it is I can be. The only thing I'm trying to be is the best human being I can possibly be. And if I can do that, everything will fall into place. Just be the best human being you can be. And that's just what it is. Of course, I know I'm one of the best comics, so that's a given. That's a given. Like I said, it ain't who you know, it's who you're looking at. And I know people that's watching the interview, you got your favorite comic. I know y'all do, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm better than him. Just come to one of my shows, and I'll show you. That's just what it is. It's not cocky. It's not being arrogant. I'm just telling you the truth. It's what God loves. I'm better than your favorite comic. Yeah, that's what it is. I said it.
You look,
And I beat him up.
hey, I'm not disputing what you say, because I saw it firsthand how definitely funny you are. So
Thank you.
I had an amazing time when I was at your comedy at the comedy show, and you were there, and I was like, this man is hilarious. Like my parents told me like, oh, we're gonna go see Steve Brown. He's funny, and I was like, okay, I don't know, because I just turned 21, so I'm like, yeah, cool. And
I'm sorry, not to be rude. So your parents brought you to a Steve Brown show and you were just turning 21.
I think it was 20 at the time, turning 20.
Oh yeah, tell your parents they are wrong for that and they need to get their lives right because they brought your innocent behind to a Steve Brown show. Yeah, that's bad parenting. That is bad parenting. But tell them I said thank you.
Of course.
Tell them I love them and I thank them.
Yes, of course, of course. We always talk about it. We always talk about it. And but I do want to, definitely ask you just two more questions, and then
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and wrap this up. But I know that you are a working man. Now you've toured along with some of the biggest names in comedy, like Phil Bellamy, J. Anthony Brown, Ricky Smiley, Martin Lawrence, even. Now I know that you have your commitment of giving back to the Black community,
Uh-huh.
which is very amazing, because you don't really see a lot of comics. You don't really hear a lot of comics doing that, giving back to the Black community, especially you creating your own scholarship fund for HBCUs.
Right.
Like, that's huge. When I heard about that, I said, it's like, this is awesome. This is legendary, and you still, of course, you coach for Little League. You said you did it for middle school, high school, college, and then also on the side, I didn't know you substitute. Yeah,
Oh no. That was years
that was
ago.
okay.
Hey, that was years ago, but I did it and I had the time of my life. And that was just a part of my process. It was just something I wanted to try, something because I love working with kids, and
Mhm.
it worked out fine. But again, the comedy schedule got to whereas I couldn't do any of that. Yeah, the little league thing, the middle school thing. I have kids that I've coached that are in the pros now. We still talk. They still call me coach. All of that. So yeah, it's a wonderful thing. So I'm also known I'm known in Alabama, uh, because of again the comedy, but also my ties to football. I'm right now I'm on a podcast
Mhm.
uh called the Bama Standard. It's and we talk about all things Alabama football. It's really cool. It comes on every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we have a lot of legendary Alabama Crimson Tide players on that. But you wouldn't know that. What because your college football team is who?
So I'm in Georgia, so it was
Yeah,
uh,
you're a loser.
Georgia
Loser.
football.
Loser. Yeah, loser. Yeah. So yeah, because I want you to understand something, and I know your parents are probably Georgia Bulldog fans,
Oh,
but please,
we're from North Carolina, so we rep Tar Heel.
that's even worse. So I think the North Carolina Tar Heels football team, y'all be getting beat by people like DeVry, ITT Tech, yeah, Phoenix Online. And so but Alabama is the football standard. Now I don't know if you know this, but they talk about college football, and do you know the two scariest words in college football? Do you know what they are?
Mm-mm.
Roll Tide. Yeah. Alabama, roll tide. Tell your dad that he'll understand. Yeah.
Okay.
And all the people watching, they'll understand. The two scariest words in college football are roll tide, meaning the Alabama Crimson Tide. Yeah. We got more national championships than anybody. But that's another story. I'm so proud. But yeah, I'm on that podcast. And of course, I have my own podcast called the Yeah We Talk Like This podcast. It's me and four other phenomenal, funny comics who five comics with five different personalities, and we talk about any and everything. It comes on every Friday. It drops every Friday on YouTube. I invite you to check that out. You might hear some outlandish stuff. We talk about everything. That's what we call it the Yeah We Talk Like This podcast because we talk about everything. Things that you're thinking that you don't want to discuss, we talk about it. So
Now,
yeah.
you guys, do you like do you have like a studio that you do, or is it like in Atlanta, or is it like in Alabama?
No, it's no, I live in Atlanta.
Yes.
So I have a studio in my home. So we'll do it here. Or we'll go to a studio that's pretty cool for everybody. But for the most part, when we do the Bama standard, we do it from each other's homes because we,
Okay.
of course, the internet. So we'll get together on YouTube. We'll go YouTube live and we'll do it, and we have like so many subscribers, and then we'll do the Yeah We Talk Like This podcast. We'll come to my studio here, and then we'll tape it and we'll drop the episode every Friday. So it's really cool.
Wow, it's almost like the podcast. It kind of is like it's almost like it's not like your regular podcast where you have two people and the mic is you're talking and stuff. It's kind of like it to me. It kind of sounds like you know don't take offense, but like five uncles that you see at the cookout just talking shit. It's
You
like
know what? It's like that. It is like that. Five uncles. Well, four uncles because I'm the nephew. I'm the young one.
okay,
Um, and yeah, but to be honest, I'm the oldest one on the podcast, but I'm still the youngest. If you know what I'm saying in my mind. But yeah, it's five uncles. No, it's one uncle and four great uncles and yeah, and we're talking about any and everything, and it is hilarious because sometimes we'll go at it. Sometimes one person will say something crazy and everybody will gang up on them. It's just you never know who's going to get it, but it's a funny podcast. We talk about serious issues. It's straightforward. It's unpredictable. And it's just crazy. So whenever you get a chance, check it out. And I invite the viewers who are watching, which will be millions of viewers watching this interview because I spoke it into existence because we have exceptional, dope host. Because of her, we're gonna have so many people watching this interview. But yeah, check it out. The Yeah We Talk Like This podcast on YouTube, and of course the Bama Standard on YouTube. So those are two podcasts that I
the sound went off. Okay. All right. Had a little technical difficulty, but it's all right. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. But I do want to ask this, one last question. One last question.
Mhm.
Considering your resilience, and I definitely consider you as a underdog within the industry. You're definitely
Mhm.
an underdog in my book. Now you've had a lot of experiences from working with R&B artists and music videos and even today's rappers, um,
Mhm.
even of course going down into acting and writing and of course
Right.
social media, with your really popular series the Cereal Bowl Chronicles. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, my dad loves the Cereal Bowl Chronicles. He always like shares the videos with me on like Facebook, and there was one particular video you did where it was talking about it was this girl and it was her boyfriend. And I think that like it was more of like a we're thinking it, but we don't want to say it.
Oh, you mean saying it without saying it?
Yeah, saying it without saying it. Yeah.
Yeah, with the signs I hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just a new series I came up with. But people been asking me about the Cereal Bowl Chronicles guy because I haven't done them in a while. But definitely, I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to do both of them. But because once I get
They're
focused on
funny.
one thing, I'm sorry.
I say please do because they're really funny.
Right. So thank you. I appreciate it. So once I get focused on one thing, I kind of set one thing to the side. So I have to work on multitasking because I got so many things I got going on. But I'm going to start dropping them both at the same time because I think they're really really cool and people really enjoy them.
Most definitely. My dad, he's a Facebooker.
Okay.
He's one of those, Generation X Facebookers. Same thing with my mom, but she's more TikTok. But my dad,
Oh, okay.
he keeps me like, oh, you see that new video? You saw the new video I sent you, and I'm like, Dad, like, don't let my age fool you. I'm not paying attention to it, but
But
it's
you know what? But you know what? He gonna throw you off one day when he said, "You know what? I was just on MySpace." You be like, "MySpace? What the hell is that?" Yeah, he's gonna get you one day. Trust me, he's gonna get you.
that's
Yeah,
funny because I don't think MySpace exists anymore.
I still got my account. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. People gonna guess my age. Oh my God.
That's funny. That's funny. Now, I want to ask, what is your milestones? What else is going on in 2024? I know you're talking about the podcast that you have, two podcasts, but what else is going on in 2024 for Steve? Like, what's going on?
Again, well, I never said this, but I want to continue to try to grow my scholarship fund. Of course, my long-term goal is to have it at every HBCU in America. Um,
Yes.
and right, and for those of you that don't know how it works, we go to HBCUs and we look for graduating seniors who've made the grade, but they can't afford to take that final walk. And what we do, we kind of pay off what they need to pay so they can go ahead and take that walk. Because sometimes we always say, it's not how you start, sometimes it's how you finish. And there are a lot of people who have started and because of some unfortunate reasons, they're not able to finish. So we try to bridge the gap and we go from there. Also, I want to get more into comedic acting. My dream is to become a comedic actor on a sitcom. I would like that, and of course, continue to produce comedy shows and promote comedy shows and educate people on the business. I think I've been in this business long enough to have learned the business through and through, and yeah, I want to do that. I want to push what I've learned to people who are willing to listen and learn. Um, and of course, again, um, I don't. I mean, I have plans. I don't want to speak on them, but at the same time, just know that uh, this won't be the last you heard of Steve Brown. You're gonna see a lot more. And of course, you said I am an underdog. I wouldn't say I'm an underdog because people in the industry know who I am. I would say I'm underrated, and I would say I don't have the notoriety that a lot of other comics with notoriety have, which is cool. But I do know through hard work, perseverance, and prayer that that notoriety will come. Because the funny is already there, talent is already there. The thing is now, like I said before, it's not about being funny now. It's about gaining that popularity and notoriety. So once I master that, we're cooking, baby. We're cooking. We're cooking. So like I said, we just got to keep going. And again, the focus is not on the funny anymore. The funny is there. We're gonna always be funny. God bless me with that. The focus now is getting the notoriety. But one thing I'm not going to do to get the notoriety is sell my soul or do something that goes against my personal morals. And I'm not going to ever do anything to embarrass my kids for notoriety and fame. Because now in this day, people don't have any morals and they'll do anything for fame. And I'm not that guy. So however long it takes me to do it the right way, to do it with integrity, self-respect, and morals, that's the route we're going to take. And I'm patient and I'm prayed up enough to go that route and stay that route. And that's it.
That's it, and it's
I
definitely
gave you some good sound bites, didn't I?
most definitely.
I almost made my damn self cry on that one. Go ahead, Steve.
You did. There was a few, times where, of course, during this interview and me and you talk and stuff, and I was just like, wow, like, I was like, yes,
It's a cool dude. It's
yeah,
a real dude.
felt really, really, because I don't know, me personally, I feel, I guess when I do interviews, and it really depends on, who it is. It really, I feel like it's not even just depending on who it is. It's just in general, I become a little bit, nervous and, like, okay, like, my questions are good, are they going to be all, chill? How is their interview style? Are they more conversational? Are they more like, let's just get to the questions and like,
Your questions are not good at all. Your questions are great. You're doing a wonderful job. Know that you're doing a wonderful job. Believe in your product. You're the product. Keep pushing the product and keep learning to get better. You're going to be fine. And I think this is a great interview. And yeah, I'm normal people. After this interview, I'm going to go and get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and throw rocks at my neighbor's dogs. Yeah. Yeah, go in the backyard and throw rocks at my neighbor's dogs. So yeah, typical Steve Brown stuff. Hey,
I love that. I love that. Now, I do want to, of course, thank you again, Steve Brown, for coming on today for my channel on, to
uh-huh.
interview, for me to interview you. It was definitely a honor to get the chance to interview because it was one of the things where I'm just gonna throw it up in the air to see what
Uh-huh.
happens, and then when you got back to me, I was like, oh my gosh, like he got back to me, like this is cool. I didn't
Well,
think you would see it. I think it would go. I thought,
well,
emailing you, I thought would go to like a, I don't know, like spam or something.
no, I believe in giving people opportunities, and I think that you did a wonderful job with the opportunity that I gave you. But at the same time, the flip side, you gave me an opportunity. You gave me an opportunity to be on a dope interview. I'm blessed, I'm grateful, and I'm humbled that you chose me. And I appreciate you. And anytime I can help you in the future, just let me know. So just again, when we're done, let me know when you're going to be airing this so I can help promote it and we'll go from there. And we'll continue to work on you being this superstar interviewer. How about that?
Wow, thank you. Of course, I did want to ask you, it was cool for me to, still keep in contact with you after the interview. Because,
That's that.
the connection
That's
can
cool.
never be over. I feel like after the interview, people, they just go about the business, just like, okay, but it's like, can we just keep the connection going at least? So,
So
oh,
you put me on the spot in front of all these people. Hell no. Yes, you can. See, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Oh, hell no, you can't. I don't even know how you got in contact with me. And then that'll spoil the whole interview. So of course you can, little lady. I think you came with a lot of respect. I think you did it the right way. Uh, uh and that's pretty much it. So like again, I'm flattered and if there's anything I can do to help you and I'm available and I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So there it is.
thank you again. Thank you again, Mr. Steve Brown.
See, she for the fuck